You know, I play Fortnite. I enjoy Fortnite, but the reason I play it is I don't really like the game mechanics. I think the game mechanics in Fortnite are bad. The reason I really play it is for the story. I do like the Fortnite storyline.
Oh boy, what a story it has.
Indeed it does. We're going to be talking about my favourite comic in all of Fortnite.
And what would that be?
Fortnite Zero War. I've brought my mate Fort Dragons with me to do this video about Zero War. You may know him from the Season 8 recap video about Fortnite on his channel. Go check it out. It's a masterpiece. It's amazing. It's an incredible piece of work. Alright, so let's begin. You're playing Devil's Advocate, aren't you? It means you're gonna try and defend it. Or are we both gonna dunk on this?
Zero War is a great comic series. Much like DC's Batman 0 Point.
Guys, if you couldn't tell, I hate this comic. I lied.
Price gap, right?
Okay.
That
right.
one. 6 issues in one. 5 issues in one. Plus a mini comic. So it kind of makes up for the price of £20.
No, it doesn't. It just does not. All right. Anyway, if you couldn't,
you get a little. I was about to say never before seen, but it wasn't.
Wait, stop defending the comic before we even started talking about the comic. Listen, alright. I don't like this comic if you couldn't tell. I really don't like this comic. But I want to talk about it because I don't like it. This is an essay video. You've stepped in on an essay video, guys. Alright, so first of all, the comic is just bad. Like, the comic is all around just bad, alright? Can we look at this image on screen right now? What is this artwork? Listen, alright.
It's beautiful.
It is just not, though. You're lying.
It is.
You're lying to me. You're lying to the audience.
No.
No.
Just look how dripped out he is, right?
Okay, fair enough. But listen, what I'm trying to get at is the writing is bad, the story is bad, but also, Andrew, mate, listen, you got to back me here. You draw.
From time to time.
I draw as well. I mean, I am no one. I should not be criticizing people's art. I draw like a child. But come on, this is something. This is something else right here. Enough about the art. Enough about the goddamn art. All right. Also, the story feels more like a fanfic than an actual story. Come on, Andrew. Come on.
At what point does it feel like a fan fiction? Oh wait,
Donald Mustard
it's just
literally.
a bit of romantic.
Donald
literature.
Mustard literally wrote one of his original characters falling in love and having sex with Wolverine. This happens in the comic.
Man's projecting, right?
Man is literally.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There is. Listen, I came for Fortnite. Fortnite Battle Royale, you hear me? This is not what I came for. I did not come to the comic for this. Listen.
If you think about it, right? He is an extent of the character.
No. Alright, now our first proper section other than just talking badly about the comic. Alright, now we're gonna discuss some things, alright?
My one main issue with the comic is they kill a fish stick again.
They do. Why do they kill him every time?
My poor boy.
Poor
He's not
Hector,
gonna be flourishing anymore.
Poor Hector. I mean, hey, he was main in the trailer for this season.
Side story.
No, in this season he was like one of the main guys in the trailer.
Now he's just a side story.
Now he's just a memory. Rip Bozo fish stick. Anyways, alright, on to real problems with the comic. First of all, paradigm and singularity.
What do you mean about paradigm and singularity, my friend?
So it was believed for a long time by the community that paradigm and singularity were the same person. I made a video about this. I made a video about this in the past. Go watch it. I know you've watched it, but the audience, if anyone actually is bothering watching this, go watch it. It's terrible, but like I make sense of things. So we thought they were like the same person. However, according to Mr. Mustard, they're not. Apparently, it was a misconception. But
It's tricky.
see, yeah, this is where it gets tricky. It also says in the comic that the paradigm was on the ice moon since the mech fight in season 9, chapter 1.
Who was driving the 7th rocket?
In the end event. That doesn't make any sense, guys. So the end event is pretty straightforward. It's all the 7 coming together to kind of just
break the loop.
What were they doing actually? That's a good question.
Breaking the loop.
They were trying to break the loop.
Timer reaches 0.
Oh yeah, my bad. They're trying to break the loop, and they fail, of course. But at the same time, there were 7 rockets in that event, not 6. And by Zero War's logic, the Paradigm was on the Ice Moon since Season 9. And also in the game, the way they talk about Paradigm in Season 1, Chapter 3, is not as if she had disappeared, but as if she had willingly left. You know what I mean? And also the fact that in Season 2, Chapter 3, she sent schematics. She sent the scientists...
How did she do that? How did she do that if she was unconscious?
Yeah, how did she do that if she was unconscious? Good point.
What's the word?
And you can't say that her suit has some AI that did it for her, because Amy's like the only AI that would be able to do that. And Amy isn't around until Season 3, Chapter 3.
It's like when you're supposed to send out a tweet, but you're not awake at that moment, you know?
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. It's like saying you and your friend are going to tweet out Battle Pass leaks and then you go to bed for 7 hours for a quick nap. So, yeah, the end event makes no sense by Zero Wars. The end event just can't happen. It doesn't work that way. And another problem that this comic also has, the Ice King, funnily enough.
How did he get back there? How?
The Ice King...
It's good to see him in my favourite comic.
Listen, alright. I can try my best to explain away how the Ice King is on the moon. Alright?
Is he on the moon?
So, at the end of Chapter 1, you see everything gets put into the black hole, and then according to Donald Mustard, the matter
shuffles around and spits
it shuffles all the matter around and spits it out, which is why the map is different. And in my mind, that means maybe the moon got all put back together, which I guess kind of makes sense. But then the Ice King says he rebuilt his castle in the comic, doesn't he? So that also doesn't make a lot of sense.
They did get blown up.
They did get blown up, but then if the matter of like the
By
islands...
who?
By who?
Who blew up the castle?
The Paradigm in the mech. In the Season 9 live event. Because the castle was on the monster's back.
No, I was Singularity in every single...
Listen, alright? We will get to it. We will get to Singularity and the Paradigm in a bit, alright? We will get back to those two in a bit, but we've got to talk about the Ice Moon first, alright? So, the Ice King and the Ice Moon are just one big flaw in the story, overall. Because the way that in the live event it shows, there's a 7 base on the Ice Moon, isn't there?
Yeah.
Right? So, logically, from my point of view, when I saw that, I was thinking, that makes the meteors make sense as well.
Hang on, I've just realised something about this.
Go on.
In the storyline of the game with the voice lines and all that, we understand that the Ice Moon, you can't survive on there much.
Yeah, you can't survive on there, apparently.
It's so cold on there. Then why the hell are they just wearing regular clothing on the Ice Moon?
But there is a 7 base on the Ice Moon in the live event. However, in Zero War, they go to the Ice Moon and they just put the mech back together in like 10 minutes. And then they go to the island and it's the final battle of the live event of the season. Whereas in the game, it's like weeks of build-up to the mech being built and then there's a base up there. And that explains so many things. It explains why the 7 came out of were in Meteor. Because they're coming from the Ice Moon.
That would explain why the castle fell down to the island.
It does. Go on.
Because in Season 3 we see the meteor coming down, that carries Visitor, that crashes into Dusty Depot as we all know. Right?
Right.
2 seasons later, not from the meteor coming down, we see in the ocean coming closer. Maybe it landed somewhere off in the ocean in Season 3, and then 3 seasons later it takes to get to the island.
Again, we won't talk about how the loop ocean makes no sense as well, because the loop is shown to be really small at the edges. But the ocean's really vast and there's mountains all around. We don't talk about that part.
It gets retconned later on.
It gets retconned later on, like all the stuff that happens in the Fortnite storyline. It would make sense how, like, the castle got down, because it wouldn't have just broken off of the moon for no reason.
If we look at the Ice Moon, right, so it's got chunks taken out of it.
Yes.
The 7 like have a base on it, yeah, like you said.
Why would the 7 even have a base up there? They wouldn't have like built a base. Like, it just makes no sense from a lore standpoint. But yeah, anyway.
My favourite thing about Zero War is the Devourer.
I hate his design. They literally drew him as a T-Rex for no reason. They just couldn't be asked.
It's not like they didn't have any reference images.
Oh yeah, it's not like they had a whole live event to go off of. But yeah, of course, the Devourer eventually breaks out of his prison, and it leads to, of course, the Season 9 event with supposedly the Paradigm piloting the mech. Even though the sword, the hilt, the bottom of it, is the Singularity.
Pummel.
The pommel.
I'm pretty sure that's the word of the bottom sword.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it. It's the Singularity, and I am still convinced that the Singularity and the Paradigm being two different people is a retcon, and I blame Brie Larson wholeheartedly. I don't blame Brie Larson, but I blame Epic for making Brie Larson the Paradigm because it is such a stupid decision.
It's called a pommel.
It's called a pummel. Alright, okay, good. It is a tangent. This is all important to Zero War, of course, because it makes no sense. It says in Zero War that the Paradigm worked with the Imagined Order along with the Singularity, but they never mention the Singularity in the comic. You'd think if the Paradigm was working so closely to the Singularity and she was overseeing everything being built,
then she'd have a bigger part to play. She doesn't.
Literally, like when they said the Paradigm was also trapped by the Imagined Order, it made a lot of sense to me. Because, like, it explains why you see the Singularity's helmet in the Season 8 live event.
Yeah.
Because she was
like,
hired by them.
She works for the IO.
She worked for the IO at that point. But no, the Paradigm is is like a two-dimensional character that could do no wrong. She has no depth to her. She doesn't... It would have been a lot more interesting if she had like changed her ideals, but then realized the Imagined Order, yeah, they really are bad people, and then went back to the 7. But then the 7 turned her away again, so she left again. But then the 7 begged for her to come back because they need her help. That would have been
to bring up wakey wines here, but it's a bit like Abdul get closer, Abdul get back.
It is such a cop out of the story, and that is like the biggest problem with the Fortnite story. It is so lackluster in some places. It's really good, but it is just lackluster in some places. It's like I'm gonna do this, Andrew. I'm gonna do this.
Right.
It's like the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. You have to read books to understand everything. Why?
But this one doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
Sorry.
At least with FNAF novels.
Again, the FNAF lore.
No, but at least most of the FNAF books happen in a separate timeline.
Emily dies?
It's a separate timeline. At least in the FNAF novels, it's a separate timeline. In Zero War, it's supposed to be the main canon.
Yeah, and it's got so many differences.
The amount of plot holes and retcons is just immense.
We'll get to near the end, you know, there's a big difference comes near the end when they go chase down Jenna.
What, you mean Markiplier?
Sorry, Markiplier. King of Cream himself.
The King of Cream.
We've skipped over a big portion of the story here with Jones's dead wife.
We're getting there. We're about to get there. We're literally about to be there right now. Let's talk about Jones's backstory, guys. Jones's backstory is that he worked for the IO. Like, he joined the IO, he got immortality, because everyone that works for IO gets immortality, and all his loved ones slowly die around him. And then eventually he was like, can I spend the rest of my life, like, with my grandkids who are, like, old and decrepit anyway? And the and Sloan was like, nah, mate, sorry. That's pretty much it, isn't it, Andrew? I know you're an expert on Jones's backstory.
I love Jones. I love this guy. Personally, I think he's a top shagger, alright?
You think? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, go on.
I know it's a bit sad, man. But you've not seen her in millennia! Move on, get a grip! You've spent your whole life away from your wife and kids. You've not even met your grandkids. Why do you care about them?
Jones's backstory just feels pointless. Because Jones is such
inserted in.
Jones is such a happy-go-lucky character while at the same time being a badass that it just feels completely out of place. Because with a backstory like that...
He's got everything. He's got no motive, kind of thing. The IO has no motive for him.
Yes.
Wife alive, then endangered her in some way. Maybe then we'd get like.
Yeah, he'd have a motive then.
No. He just wants to help the Seven to.
I think what Donald is trying to get at is that Jones he's just a good person at heart, and he doesn't really want to like hurt anyone in the process.
He does not. No, he does not.
Because what job did he even have in the IO? Like, wasn't he? He just
had to go in the loop and fix it.
God, he had such a cool build up as well. Like, he's a traitor to IO. He is Fortnite's mascot.
He is the imposter.
He is the imposter. He's Fortnite's mascot, pretty much, isn't he? Jonesy. He's like the man. He is the man.
He is John Jones.
He's John Jones, and he is barely utilized.
But why does he still wear his prison outfit? Surely the Seven would make him armor.
Listen.
They can give armor to random.
Listen,
loopers,
Andrew.
But not Jones.
No, listen, Andrew. The legend doesn't need armor.
Because he's just that, a living legend.
He's a living legend. He's built different. Anyway, moving on to the next topic, we've got the biggest problem with this entire comic. Marvel. Funnily enough, the biggest problem with Marvel Zero War is the Marvel aspect. The comic doesn't seem to want to focus on the Fortnite characters most of the time. Most of the time, it's just the Marvel characters taking the piss out of the Fortnite characters.
Age 1, we get introduced to no Fortnite characters apart from Wolverine and Spider-Man for the first 3 boxes, and then we get to Jones.
Literally Jones, who is like, should be the main character of Fortnite. Nope.
After that, we get like more conversation. Just mainly the Marvel characters.
It is mainly the Marvel characters, and then most of the time the Marvel characters are the ones like doing everything, or like the Fortnite characters do, like in Wakanda when Jones shoots them with a tries to shoot the mech with the grenade launchers. Remember that?
I'm looking at it now.
Jones literally tries to kill them, and then Spider-Man's like, "No, we don't kill people. No." And when it does want to focus on their Fortnite characters, it butchers them. It butchers the characters so hard, such as the literally two of one of like the most promising story character. Well, one of the most promising story characters.
The Imagined and the Order.
The Imagined and the Order. Yeah, we're here.
We spent like an entire month and a half building up to the fact that she doesn't know who she is.
Like the entire
After
point.
the party, she's sad because she wants to know who she is. We go to the IO database. The files in the Imagined and the Order erased. We don't know who by. Presumably Geno.
Yeah, and then it's such a good ending to her story as well, because she accepts that. She comes to terms with it, and she's like, I don't care. She's like, I don't care if I never find out who I am, and she accepts it.
Judging by the fact that Jones thought Gunner was Geno in the comic.
Oh
I don't know
no!
where that comes from.
Oh god! Well, Jesus Christ! We're not even going to talk about that.
He was literally in the same room with Gunner.
Yep.
And got saved, but Jones is silly. Haha, silly.
Jones is silly.
It's because he's blonde.
Just they butchered the Fortnite characters. Even the Foundation wasn't saved from it.
Foundation barely played a part in this.
The Foundation barely plays a part, and is just always shown up by Iron Man for some reason. Funnily enough, I don't like Tony Stark that much, so when I see a character I don't like taking the mick out of a character I do like, I have problems with it.
I think that Tony Stark is a rich, pompous arsehole.
Oh, you're telling me?
Man literally built many suits. Foundation built it to survive. And the Iron Man, sure, in the first Iron Man movie, he builds it to survive and escape. But after that, he just creates like, how many suits?
It's so many. I'm not going to talk about how they butchered... Oh, you mean from the comic?
Yeah.
The Hulkbuster.
I love this picture of the mech. His mech outfit. He then goes on to say he has respect for it, but it's not a Hulkbuster. Man,
even
it
though
just
it's
made you a suit in like under a day.
They butcher so many characters, but do you know who one of the characters they butcher the most in his first appearance?
Who?
Geno.
You mean Markiplier, King of the Sword?
For context, if you don't know who Geno is, then where have you been these past months? Geno is the main antagonist of Fortnite at the moment. He is the villain. He's the antagonist, the leader of IO himself, and his first appearance is a comic. His first appearance is in a comic and not in the game.
Technically, his first appearance was in the event.
Yeah, but it wasn't really him, and it would have been way cooler if that's actually what he looked like.
Because we just see the two people falling into 0 point.
I mean, yeah, but like that was
Which
so...
is revealed to be... Spoilers.
Spoilers, who cares? It's Zero War.
Geno and the Imagine.
Another case of characterization being just like completely out there. The Imagine dying is so stupid.
How did the Mateo?
We did it for shock value, that's what they did.
How did he just remake himself?
Because he's built different. Geno coming back at the end, Geno dying in the comic, and also the Imagined dying are completely for shock value. And I'm telling you now, the Imagined isn't going to come back, I don't think.
She's not, but because Geno has the power of Markiplier and the cream, he's coming back.
Yeah. The Imagined, literally the best character that season, is dead.
With so much personality. She tried to be happy, she tried to be out there, but you could feel the cracks.
And she's dead. How did we fall from grace? And also, Geno's first appearance just sucks in total. And he talks to the Foundation as if he knows him, and then they never go anywhere with it. Because, of course, the 7 are gone now, and they're nowhere to be seen. Which, honestly, I prefer.
To find them.
That
was in the trailer for Mega, but it's not, is it? So
yeah, they've completely ditched the 7 and the IO storyline, which I'm actually kind of glad about, though.
They're probably bringing it back next season.
Like, the mini storylines are so much nicer to me. I like the Oathbound Empire stuff.
Sloane was a good villain.
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, did I say the Imagined and Jones got the most butchering character-wise? I forgot about Sloane. Oh my god.
Sloane arc.
They turned her into a comic book... No, not a comic book villain. A Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Just comedic relief. Marvel comedic relief.
She got marveled out. Like, she just got marveled, man.
They ruined her death.
They ruined her death. They ruined her the way she looks.
Shooting from down at the bottom instead of being on top of the thing protecting it.
They ruined her mastermind list, like villain out like type thing, like how she was always one step ahead. Instead, no, she's stupid.
And then this one, right? Jones is like, sure, he's still like, don't do this. You can always like change and whatnot. In the game, he sounds like almost sad that she's dead when he says, "Look out."
Yeah.
In this one, he's smiling.
He's smiling when she dies.
He's just smiling.
He's a chill dude, you know. He's happy she got killed in the comic because for some reason, yeah. Even though Sloane was never like Sloane only became like antagonistic and like horrible towards Jones after he betrayed the Order. Because remember, she literally calls Jones herself during Zero Crisis to try and convince him to escape when she could have just escaped into the evacuation pods that they have and like survived Zero Crisis, but instead she like actually went to try and she did care about him. That's the thing, she did care about him, but apparently not. Okay, two-dimensional characters,
they got marveled.
That's what we're gonna call it now. All of when the Fortnite characters got marveled that season, and they haven't recovered since. Funnily enough, the characters that weren't in any of the Marvel comics are the only ones that actually remained pretty decent. I mean, the scientists remained pretty decent.
Yeah, and he was in it.
He was in it, but then like the characters that weren't in it because they weren't around yet, like Amy, Stellan.
Also, I thought the visitor just didn't speak.
Yeah, I thought the visitor didn't speak. I thought he was like a one-word person. But no,
like a strong silent type.
In the comics, he has like a paragraph.
Yeah.
He reads a novel out to them. Can we not just have characters be ambiguous? Like, why does Gunnar speak? Gunnar never speaks once in the game.
And then he dies.
He dies. He fucking dies. Oh my god, they ruined
He dies off screen in a comic. How did they manage to
Doctor Doom killed him! Doctor Doom killed him! Dr. Victor Von Doom is the person that killed Gunnar. It should have been the Foundation. They had a rivalry. Oh my god, that is so stupid. That is so stupid. We don't even get to see the Gunnar and the Foundation rematch.
I mean, we did kind of.
We got to see like 3 seconds of it. We don't even get to see who won. Yeah, we don't get to see who wins the fight though, in the trailer.
But judging by the fact that the Foundation is still around.
Well, it'd probably be the Foundation, wouldn't it? Even though it would have been infinitely more interesting if we actually got to see Gunnar and Foundation have a rematch in like the live event. But no,
That doesn't matter.
that doesn't matter. Anyways, I think we're on to our last 2 topics actually. Yeah. All right. We've actually talked about how it is a shit resolution. Actually, I think we're on to our last topic: the fist bump.
The fist bump. I was hoping you'd...
Listen, all right, guys. People are gonna say it's not that deep. The fist bump isn't that important.
It is.
The fist bump
shows the character development of
The
the Foundation.
The fist bump is so important. It is
Because
so important.
In the comic, right, Jones is the one to just like they get out the in-between space in the 0 point, and then Jones is like, "Hey yo, fist bump," and then Foundation is like, "This will never happen again." Except in the live event, right?
Yeah.
Foundation is the one to just. He looks over at Jones and then puts his fist out, showing the character development.
Yes. It goes
How
deeper.
he's grown to like Jones.
It grows.
And
Don't
not
say
see him
no.
as just an
Okay.
inconvenience.
Exactly. It goes
And then they-
deeper. No. They don't. They don't, guys. They don't. It goes deeper though. It goes deeper than this because originally the first encounter that the Foundation and Jones have, Foundation
He just
beats the
him
shit out of
brutally,
him.
just on sight.
He beats him up. And then the second encounter they proper have, the Foundation did come to save him, but he only said that he only
motive.
saved him because he
You
promised
said
him
you'd get
Jeno.
me Jeno.
He had a motive. But then, by the time the fist bump happens in-game, it shows the Foundation has come to see Jones as a friend, an ally, someone who is actually trustworthy. And,
Because he's
like,
not seeing that he's betrayed the IO.
he's not just
And
like...
he's not just a spy on
He's
the
not just a
inside.
spy. He truly is wanting to like help the Seven. It's almost like his integration into the Seven as the legend. You know what I mean? As what the name he picks.
Call me the legend.
Call me the legend. I'm waiting for that skin epic. It better come eventually.
It won't come. It won't come.
It will never happen, will it? No, because Jones has been marvelled. My bad.
It's been marvelled.
He's been marvelled.
I can't wait for Fortnite X Marvel 2.
Oh,
Zero
no.
Kratos.
No, the fist bump is just such an integral, and the cheek. Do you know what fist bump is replaced with? Armor Bros.
Oh!
Iron Man and the Foundation. The Armor Bros bit, the handshake. I despise that they gave that more attention than the fist bump.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. I just think Zero War was a bad idea.
It shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't have actually existed as a comic. But then again, if it didn't exist as a comic, we wouldn't have had all these beautiful images, this amazing artwork that sits before our screens right now.
It's just so grey.
It's so amazing. I love it.
My favourite has got to be the dripped out 7.
Oh yeah, that was part of it as well. Same with Markiplier over here.
Definitely not edited.
You know, Zero War gave us good things. Zero War gave us funnies, but it really sucks as a comic. What's your thoughts on Zero War? Give me 3 words to describe Zero War. Actually, no, just give me one. Just one.
Based.
I can agree. That's my one word as well. Zero War is based. And we just end the video there. We just end the video with Zero War is based.